October. There was like a period of time in Dokkan where like nothing was fucking going on. Thankfully, this week and the week before wasn't that bad. I know in general, Dokkan usually has pretty decent events around Christmas, so this is no exception. Because here we go, extreme challenge, bro. This motherfucker getting easy A, and I don't know what to say other than God bless him, bro. God bless LR Goku. That motherfucker is still pretty good in my opinion. Obviously, he's not as good as he could be because he's not easy A'd yet. But with that being said, that's about to change right now because oh no, I forgot to fucking grind the characters. Oh no, nigga, that's what I'd say if I was a fucking casual. If I was a fucking casual, I'd say, oh no, where are the characters? They're right fucking there, stupid. I'm not retarded. I might be slow, possibly. That is a possibility, but I'm not retarded, bro. I'm definitely not retarded. I might be retarded, but that's more so like a positive than a negative, personally. But the new EZA is here. I honestly think that they need to give LR Frieza an EZA because LR Frieza has always been, in my opinion, super fucking like ass. Like I don't know if I'm missing something, but I always thought he was kind of like shitty. I never really liked him. I've had him on my team like once or twice, like the first 1 or 2 months that he came out, which is saying something because when that motherfucker came out, there wasn't that many characters in the game to begin with, so it was really weird to even see that I didn't even like him. Like I really didn't give a fuck about LR fucking Frieza, which sucks because he's one of the cooler card arts. Like he looks pretty cool, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like he has pretty cool SA animation for the 12 key as well as the 18 key, which is pretty fucking sexy. And then he also does have pretty decent defense. I think he has like attack and defense plus 20k, which is alright. Like it's not like crazy or anything like that, but it's like decent, especially for that point in time. But that motherfucker never stayed on the roster. He always got kicked off the team. He usually didn't really link well with anyone other than like Frieza's. Like he'll work well with Frieza, but that's about it. And he just, I feel like he really needs an Easy 8 badly. Let me see. Doesn't this guy only need an 8 key to super? Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we about to find out if this guy only needs 8 key to super because we gotta fucking put Raditz like that, and then we're gonna put this guy. Shit. Fuck. Damn, I really wanted a fucking... Well, wait, let me see. Does he only need 8 key to super? Hold up. We about to read the sacred text. Key plus 4 in attack and defense plus 80% when keys... Yeah. He only needs 8 key. It's that simple. And then this guy only needs 3. So we'll go ahead and do that. Boom. Look at that, bro. Full HP? Full HP? This event's too easy. I always knew this event would be too easy. It's crazy that... Honestly, I like the way that they made this event, but I don't know if it was super clear. Like, I honestly haven't been playing the game OD, so I haven't been paying attention that much. But if you just play Global and don't pay attention to the Dokkan Reddit or pay attention to JP, I don't know if you would know, like, what to do in order to prepare for this event. Because the only reason I have all these characters done and ready for this EZA event is just because of the fact that, like, on JP... it got dropped, and I think it just got... Oh, shit, what the fuck? He only needs 1 type of metal? Yo, please, Lord Jesus Christ, Mary and Joseph, son of Giuseppe, please don't tell me you need 7 metals for this shit. Please, Lord. Oh! That's it? You only need 10? Maybe there's, like, levels to this shit? He goes from 150 to what? I don't know. I have no idea. It says 10, but it's just kind of weird because there's only 1 metal type, so... You'd think they would just tell you, like, oh, you need, 7 million in total in order to awaken him. Boom. Okay. Alright. I guess I'm going to find out how many it's going to take to get it. Because right now, the first step is 10. I don't know what the final step amount will be the total, but we're about to find out. In general, I think that the fact that they're giving him an EZA is pretty good. And personally, for me... When it comes to Dokkan, I think the thing that I look forward to the most probably would be the free-to-play cards and, like, the free-to-play units. Obviously, the LRs are pretty cool. It's not to say that they're shit or boring, but I feel like a cool free-to-play card is better than like a cool summonable LR or like a summonable like unit, just because of the fact that I don't know, it's guaranteed because everyone can get it and it's something that you can actually use. And not only is it guaranteed, it's something that you can use, but it's also something that has a little bit more lore to it. Like, it actually adds game content, so you can play some game mode and get information and get like a new character. And then from there, you can also pretty much get their SA to 10 for free. And also, the way that Dokkan has usually used free-to-play cards is that they're a little bit more special in certain events. Like, for example, this EZA, these free-to-play cards are a little bit more special. But in general, the free-to-play cards that come out are pretty good. Like, they're pretty decent. Like, this Frieza and this fucking... Well, not really this Frieza. I like the other Int Frieza more, the GT Frieza. That motherfucker's always on the team. Like, he's there. He's fucking stunning people, putting his passive up. So the fact that he's a free-to-play card and decent, that's a fucking W right there, bro. And you save Dragonstone, so it's like a win-win situation. So let me see, Mr. Death Flash McGee. So I guess they didn't really add the usual, like, EZA route where they have, like, bronze, then silver, then gold, then rainbow. I guess this is just straight up rainbow and nothing else. Which I guess I'm not mad at, but at the same time, it's kind of weird because you would think, like, for an LR EZA, it would be a little bit more like... I don't know. I don't remember how fucking LR Goku's Black EZA was. Pretty sure I did it, right? I did do it. But I don't know if they had it the same markup in the same way where it was basically just the same old bullshit. Yeah, I honestly don't remember. Yeah, I honestly don't remember. I feel like I'm having a retard moment because aren't LR's level 150 anyway? So is this basically going to up his SA and nothing else? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know anything, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not missing out on LR Goku. This is the... Dokkan is the last game where, like, daily I will log in. Daily I will play the fucking, you know, bullshit daily event. And I haven't given up on it yet. Pokemon Masters, no disrespect to Pokemon Masters, it's fucking all downhill from here. Like, there's no way that I'm fucking playing that game anymore. I'm not going to even lie to myself. It's just, it is what it is. I've pretty much stopped doing anything other than logging in, getting the daily bullshit, and then logging out. I keep listening to Damn! Holy shit! This motherfucker's God's here. Damn! I kind of want to get a super with this dickhead, but I guess it's not possible. What are you gonna do, dude? What are you gonna fucking do? But I tell you right now, as busy as I have been, and as annoying as it has been to do nothing but interviews and basically have that be a part of my life, it's actually been pretty good because. Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know. The reason why I say I don't know is because, for me, the reason why I think it is pretty good is that I have learned certain things, and it's been something that I've used to, like, become a better, quote-unquote, problem solver and understand certain things better. God damn. Holy shit. So let's see. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then I need 4, so let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll get these STR ones. But yeah, doing these problems, I have become a little bit better. Like, one thing that I didn't use very heavily and something that I wasn't, like, super into was using heaps regularly. Like, instead of using a heap, I would often use a map and, like, sort shit and get the job done, and it'd be okay. It'd be, like, linear time, but heaps are better because it's, like, log n time. So I've gotten a little bit better when it comes to that. I've gotten a little bit better when it comes to, like, graph traversal. Like, one thing that I learned recently that I've remembered, you know, better as opposed to the past is, let me see. Let's go like that. And then after going like that, let's go like that. Let's go like that. And then let's go ahead and give these to Frieza. But yeah, one thing I learned recently was basically, like, components of a graph, getting all the different components, putting the shit together, which... Honestly, in college, didn't really do much graph shit. Didn't really do much with that, so I guess it's something that's good to learn. But I don't know. It's kind of weird because when you work for a company, whether it be, you know, Google, Facebook, fucking Amazon, all those, like, larger upper echelon companies, you don't even have to use a lot of these, like, more advanced, like, structures. Not to say... you don't need to use them, but you're not going to have these type of problems on the day-to-day basis. And when you do, you have so much time to combat it and so much time to go through it that it's like so wildly different than the interview itself. Because the way that you interview is that you're basically getting raped for the on-site. Like, you're basically going through doing the first test and you're doing the problems, which usually you're never ever going to see. But for the on-site is usually a little bit more realistic in terms of like shit that you're actually going to use. Because even for like Amazon, I did an interview for them online, and their online test was harder than their in-person test, and I was surprised by that. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was going to like get hit by like the level 5 fucking Omega Shenron online test and then get ready for a level 10 fucking on-site. But it ended up being the opposite, where the fucking the on-site was like a 5, and then the buffer test before getting to the on-site was like a 10. And that's the thing that's weird, is like for all these different tests, you kind of have to think about it like from the perspective of, like I just said, like, do you learn a little bit more? Yeah. Do you understand things more? Yeah. Is it good in general to like study? I mean, yes and no. Like I've been studying so much, it's fucking cringeworthy. Like, it's really like to the point where like up until, I don't know when the fuck it was. I think it was like, when was it? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I fucking played my PS5 for like the first time ever. Like, motherfuckers are going out like dying in the streets just to get a fucking PlayStation 5, and I didn't really play it. So it's kind of one of those weird things where like I was so focused on getting a job and studying that I didn't really spend enough time to like enjoy life, as cringy as that sounds. I mean, I still went out with friends. That's something that I didn't give up. Like, if I had an interview scheduled, I would definitely like say like to my friends, I'd be like, all right, listen, I can hang out like one day, Friday or Saturday, and then the other 2 days I'm probably going to study before the exam, especially if I'm working during the week. Even though I'm working from home, it's kind of hard to like do problem solving, you know, outside of your work, and then also immediately come back on the weekend and like do all these different problems, especially when you're learning things. Like, for me, when it comes to learning shit, it takes a while. Like, in the beginning, when I started doing more like preparation for interviews, it took like maybe, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 fucking hours to solve certain problems, because I basically never saw this shit before, and I'm like, all right, time to learn, time to fucking get big brain. And as annoying as that is, like taking an hour or more to solve a problem, now it's a little bit faster. Now I've seen more certain problem like tactics. I kind of understand what algorithm to use for certain problems. It's still annoying as fuck. It's still like time consuming as fuck, and it really is kind of unfair when it comes to like the whole like employment system, where like, imagine if I actually needed a job really badly, and like, for example, I had an interview with Amazon where like I did amazing in terms of my work experience, I did amazing in terms of the architecture, I did well in terms of one problem being solved, and then for the other problem being solved, I guess I didn't do it super well. That's what they said. They basically said like, okay, you did a pretty good job, but it wasn't to our standard, which I honestly don't know what the fuck happened. Like, I thought I solved the problem. But the point is, like, you're basically trying to get a job. You have experience already. You know you can do the job, but they're basically telling you to go fuck yourself, because out of 6 parts of an interview, 1 or 2 parts wasn't as strong, and because the economy is the way it is, because there's so many people applying to jobs, you basically need to fucking get ready to get raped and basically fucking work your ass off just to hit that fucking perfect score and pray to God that someone else makes some small mistake and you get your foot in the door. Which for me, I have a job, so it's not the end of the world, but dude, if I was a new grad and going through this shit, I would be super stressed. I'd be like, you need a job, you don't have experience, and you're getting treated like this, you would basically have to dedicate, like, basically you're now your new full-time job is just studying, like, legit. Like, you would just need to legit spend all fucking day just studying like a motherfucker. Let's see, this guy said, I don't understand what you do. I have Compita Casp? The fuck is Comptia Casp? What the fuck does that mean? Comptia Casp? Oh, damn. CompTIA. Okay, I've heard of that. Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly don't know what the fuck. I have no idea what job applications look like for other people. The reason why I say that is because some of my friends are like business administrators, or some of my friends are like business majors, or people that just aren't in computer science, or they're not in like technological positions. So, like for example, like for one of my friends, he works at Amazon as like a manager, and his job was like pretty straightforward. It's like, okay, what's your work experience? Can you do this? Can you do that? All right, looks good. You're hired, right? Whereas for me, when it comes to fucking just getting my foot in the door at Amazon, you basically need to like blow them, fucking have them nut on your face, do your online test, do your in-person test, score everything perfectly, and then they will consider hiring you. They can basically say like, okay, we fucking have no reason whatsoever to say that we're not going to hire you. So now we have to decide: do we want to hire you or do we not want to hire you? Um, but in terms of like what I do at my job and what most people do when it comes to software engineering, like for me, it's always been like I'm a back end engineer, which basically just means that what I build is the infrastructure software wise for other services as well as for customers. So, for example, one thing that I did at my company that's actually really good, it's really good work experience, it's something that I do get a lot of like praise for, like when people look at my resume when they fucking are interviewing me. This is before like any like formal test or any bullshit, just talking to a recruiter. That's basically one thing, is that working that this is kind of like an industry standard for a lot of engineering and a lot of companies, because this is something that a lot of companies do and like to move into, which is basically just creating an internal company like data pipeline, which is usually just literally just creating a database and enriching shit in that database and having services use that database and creating a bunch of data services, a bunch of data, like data being pushed to the database, data being retrieved from the database, data being enriched in the database, and basically just having that data pipeline for use with either services or customers. But for me personally, the most like 90% of the work that I do is literally just making software, most of them being REST services. REST being, I don't know what the fuck REST stands for, but it's basically like CRUD operations, like create, update, read items, and delete items. That, did I really fucking lose? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. That's what it is. It's mostly like REST APIs, mostly a bunch of fucking software that you create for other people to use. And honestly, one thing that I've done at my job currently, and I still do a little bit, but not as much, is a lot of like deployment work. So when you have software, you need to like organize the shit and get it ready to actually like deploy and have it out there. So that's one part of the work that I did that honestly I don't know how good it is from like a career standpoint. And the reason why I say that is because people who do that usually align more towards, they call it like DevOps, or they call it deployment engineering, something like that. I don't know what the fuck it's called. But that's what you usually do when it comes to like deployment architecture. So that's why when I talk to people for software engineering roles, they'll ask me like, oh, you know, and that's why I actually updated my resume to put like obvious shit. So like the first thing on my resume is worked on user stories, created software, created test code, and created and tested the software. So basically just saying like my title is software engineer, my work is software engineering, and there's the fucking bullet point just to have that bit. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the things that I highlight are like things that are not software engineering specific, such as like having meetings with people, organizing shit, architecture, design, just the extra shit that like makes me a little bit different, and it would probably make an employer like stand out. But at the same time, like if you do everything but software engineering, I can understand an employer being like, okay, why are we going to hire you for this role if you do more like DevOps shit, if you just deploy shit? Then that's something that they usually question, and they'll ask you, they'll say like, do you want to do DevOps? Which personally I don't want to do, because DevOps is probably one of the most like stressful positions unless the company does it right. Like companies like Netflix, companies like I think Twitter has a pretty good DevOps culture where basically engineers own their software, and then the DevOps people are just there to enable you and help you deploy your shit. And the reason why I even mention that is because at my company, the reason why I started doing more deployment work is because our DevOps department was getting fucking raped, like super raped, and they didn't have time to work on our shit because they were working on other people's shit. So it basically became a moment where, you know, I learned more development shit for like CloudFormation or Ansible, ended up doing more work around that. And that's something that's good. That's a good experience to have. But at the same time, like, as autistic as it sounds, like you want to do the work that you like and that you basically are accustomed to doing, and try not to veer off the path too much. Because even at my job, like for example, when I first started working at my job, I did some like project, like it was Christmas. I started around Christmas, and there was like no work to do, and there was some other project that I was helping out with, and it was like more front end related. It was more front end like work. It was more front end bullshit. But I was like, whatever. I had JavaScript experience. I was like, okay, I've done this. I'll help you out. I ended up doing a really good job, and then my manager was like, oh, you did a pretty good job. Are you interested in doing this as your job in total? Because at that point in time, I was doing back end development, and she's like, if you like this more, we could talk to the manager. We could move you over to that team. You could do this work. You could do that work. And I was like, no. Like, I just helped with this project. I don't want to actually work in that department and do that. Because me personally, I think it's better if you're going to be a software engineer and you don't care about front end, you don't care about back end, I would choose back end, because doing back end work, the experience is more valuable in my opinion, because a lot of engineers that do back end work are people who have a strong understanding of using a database, using state management. Not to say that front end work you're not going to get that, but I feel like back end it's a little bit more demanding in that regard. And not only that, from an economic standpoint, there's a lot of people that will graduate from boot camps. They'll go and do like some front end course, and they'll basically be, saturating the front end market. So that's something that I think is another benefit. Again, this is like not really related to whether you like the work or not, because you can do front end work, full stack work, which is everything, or just back end work. But that is kind of a positive, because right now, like, I'm basically competing with other back end engineers or full stack engineers. Whereas if I was doing front end, I'd be fucking competing with everyone and anything, because now I'm dealing with, and front end is very easy to get into if you're not, like, for example, most people who don't have a computer science major and they do computer science work, from what I've seen online, I've heard them say that they do front end work. Because when it comes to front end work, a lot of it is designing. A lot of it is just, honestly, it's boring. In my opinion, it's very boring. I don't like front end development whatsoever, because it's literally like, okay, like, especially when it comes to like pure front end, where you're defining the website and you're just putting the different variables in different places. You're basically like if you ever had MySpace and you made your like MySpace page where you put HTML in this section and you just organize your page, that's literally what you're doing. Like, you're, okay, here's the CSS, this is what it's going to look like, here's this variable, plug it in, here's this variable, plug it in. Like, you're not doing a lot of computational work. And sometimes you do, because there'll be things called back end for your front end, where you basically have some like REST service associated with your front end service, and it'll call out to that service and like do updates or do whatever bullshit to get it working. It'll basically be the item that does the actual work, and then it sends it to the front end. But in general, it's just fancy fucking bullshit for doing some shit on a computer, getting some shit working, and not being a drainer. Because some people at my company, like, for I think it was like, when the fuck was this? It was like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I think, where there was like people in my company who were like in higher positions, like they were like maybe level 2s, level 3s, and they ended up basically getting fired because one of them just was like hard to work with, and he really wasn't that experienced to the point where like he could be a dickhead. So they ended up firing him. And if I remember correctly, he basically like would just never come to work. I actually remember him now. He would always be home, and he wasn't a remote employee. Like, he'd just be like, "Yeah, I'm home." Like, people, like the manager would ask, he's like, "Yo, where's this guy, fucking Theodore, whatever the fuck his name was?" And they're like, "Oh, he's home." And it's like, he's home again. So he never would show up to work. So he ended up getting fired because the motherfucker would never show up. And another guy like just didn't do anything. Like, he was just like fucking, I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck he did. Like, I legit remember thinking to myself, what the fuck does that guy do? And then, like, a couple months later, he ended up getting fired. And, like, it wasn't me. Like, I didn't voice my concern, but he ended up getting fired. But it is what it is. Like I said, I wish I invested in fucking OnlyFans. Ah! That's so fucking crazy, dude. Honestly, if OnlyFans went public, dude, no bullshit. I'm being dead fucking serious. I'm not joking. When the pandemic first started and shit was starting to get locked down, I Googled, like, I tried to find a publicly traded, like sex company or masturbation company, porn company, something like that, because my mind, what I was thinking, I'm like, yo, Brazzers stock going through the roof. People are gonna be buying porno like a motherfucker. Fucking dildos. People are gonna be buying dildos like crazy. Like basically everything when it comes to like jerking off and porn, like that's gonna shoot. But I couldn't find any companies that were publicly traded that did that. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how am I supposed to fucking cash in on this shit? But it is what it is. But yeah, OnlyFans is fire. Especially fucking, what's today? December 25th. Today is supposedly the magical day when the fucking god of all thoughts, Bella Delphine, is going to upload her sex tape to OnlyFans. So that's basically going to make the stock of OnlyFans go from like, well, probably, if I had to put it on the fucking stock market, I'd probably say it's $2,000 per share. That move right there, that single move by Bella Delphine, that shit making OnlyFans $4,000 per share. That is a fucking elite fucking move. That is some straight fucking big brain activity. It's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, it's weird. Damn, bro, this nigga's rich. This nigga said I'd saved $100,000. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to invest in either. I mean, honestly, like for me personally, I do have a nice chunk of money. Not from this year, just over time I've been saving. I don't know what to invest in that's like great. I mean, for me personally, I'm looking forward to like just next year, maybe things invested with like real estate in terms of people buying houses and selling houses. Things like Zillow, things like even recently what recently IPO'd is I think it's called like Open Box or like Open it's called Open something. They IPO'd recently and they're basically a Zillow clone. Let's see. Once these STR orbs, boy. So that might be something that's worth like investing in. But yeah, in terms of large sums of money, I haven't really invested much money in the market. Like I think this year I invested like in total maybe like $5,000, $3,500 between quarter 1 and 2, and then like a month ago I put $1,500 in my account to invest in DoorDash. Although I ended up not really even using that. Like I still have that money in my Robinhood account because Hertz went up so much. Like that gave me a little bit more liquidity to buy into. I ended up buying a little bit into DoorDash and a little bit into Square. But yeah, in terms of investments, I don't know. I mean, right now it's a good time to be like right now is a great time to hold. Like if you have stocks or if you have shit, hold it and then sell either before next earnings or just hold it. Just like for example, for me, one stock that I got like super cheap was Elasticsearch because people were just dumping the company. I got it for $48 and they're worth like 130 or 140 now, something like that. I didn't buy a lot. Like what I had bought, like I basically every time I bought my portfolio, I tried to use my portfolio. So like if I was buying, like for example, right now if I wanted to buy $1,000 worth of shares, I could because I do have like let's say I wanted to buy $3,000 worth of shares. Right now, liquidity, I have $1,700, I think. I would probably sell like half of my stake in Wells Fargo, maybe a quarter of my stake in Elasticsearch, and then maybe, I don't know what else I would have to sell. I'm not selling Square. I don't want to sell it. Maybe I would sell some of my DraftKings. Point I'm trying to make is that I've repeatedly tried to use the size of my portfolio, which has been good and bad. Good because it minimizes loss. But then when you have like a mega Omega Shenron rally, which is what happened after the vaccine news came out, it basically like the more shit you had in the market, the more money you were gonna make. Especially for things like hotels, things like airlines, shit like that. They ended up going up a bit because of vaccine news. But I feel like that's very short term, and that's not going to be a great long term investment. So I mean, to each his own. Like I think you just when it comes to investing, you just need to find a company. This nigga said invest into Slack. Yo, that's disrespectful, bro. I honestly I would keep right now. I would be so happy to keep all my money in Slack and happily like fuck with them. But now that they got acquired by Salesforce, their value basically derives from Salesforce. So like basically if I want to invest in Slack, it's like for example you know what's actually a good thing to invest in? I might actually try to invest in this from now to September of next year, and that would be AT&T. And like Slack is now a part of Salesforce. That's the same way that HBO is a part of AT&T. So AT&T owns HBO. HBO has been doing pretty good. Like their shows in general have been always good. They're in general probably I'd probably say either the first or second most popular streaming service. I'd say second, honestly. I think Netflix has taken over, unfortunately. But HBO recently made a deal with Warner Media to basically have all their movies come out, like as you saw, like with Amazon. Like for example, Coming to America is going to be on Amazon. The new Borat movie that came out is going to be on Amazon Video. And then for HBO, they're getting like all the fucking superhero movies. I think they're getting like, if there's another Avengers, it's going to HBO. So that's like a streaming company that is going to have that. And then in terms of Disney, Disney basically said that, okay, we're going to. By the way, Disney 3 months ago was a good investment. Now they're like, people figured out that Disney Plus ain't nothing to fuck with. But for HBO, they're going to be getting more movies. They're going to have like more summer blockbusters on HBO, not for AMC. So AT&T might be a good thing to invest in. But again, HBO is only so much of AT&T. AT&T also owns dog shit DirecTV, which no one fucking uses. AT&T also owns AT&T, which is a dog shit phone company, in my opinion. But in general, it's kind of it's a pretty good company to invest in, especially because HBO is a part of it. So I might try to get a percentage of that. But Slack, yeah, I sold all my Slack contracts because I think I sold my Slack shares too. Yeah, I sold all my Slack shares. I sold all my Slack contracts because of the fact that Salesforce owns Slack, and now Slack's value is not going to change. Like as Salesforce value changes, Slack's will also change. So if Salesforce like crashes, well, actually no. I don't know. I think that like I'm pretty sure Slack is just like a constant now. Like Slack will constantly be like $40. So it's not like Slack is never going to go up. And if Slack were to go up, it's going to be like very small in comparison to Salesforce. So Salesforce is like the company to invest in now. I don't know if I want to invest in Salesforce right now. I mean, I know they had like after the news of the acquisition of Slack came out, it was a very expensive acquisition. It was $27 billion, which is pretty damn big. So now wouldn't be the worst time to buy, but at the same time, I don't really fuck with Salesforce. I didn't love them like I love Slack. Slack was my shit. I love that fucking company. But unfortunately, Slack pretty much, you know how it is. They got acquired. They got fucking taken out of the game. And it is what it is, bro. It's fucking sad. But yeah, when it comes to the market, I'm in the same boat. I don't really know what the fuck I should invest in because I don't really want to buy anything right now that's not long term because the market is too retarded. Like in October, 1 month before the vaccine news came out, the NASDAQ tanked, stocks tanked. It had a week second to March. So the market going down in March, that was the second worst. Makes no sense. Like it makes no sense. Like there was no reason for that to happen. And then in December, because of the vaccine news, which people already knew was coming, everything went up. So it's like I don't want to play these short-term games with fucking retards. So I'd much rather just wait and be patient and basically just, buy for the long term as opposed to the short term. So that's probably what I'm gonna do with probably going to try that with... There's a couple companies I want to try that with. Primarily real estate companies, Zillow, what was it, Open Book, or whatever the fuck company that is. Maybe U-Haul, possibly, just because of people moving in and out and shit like that. In terms of infrastructure, steel, maybe. But, yeah, there's no, like, specific company I can think of that I'm like, yeah, I want to fucking buy that right now. Because, for me... most of the shit that I have is like shit I bought when it was super cheap. So like the moment for you to basically get a good deal on stocks is over. Like if you wanted to have a cheat code in this market and basically go back in time and like no matter what you do, you're not losing money. Go back in time to April, buy anything in NASDAQ and just hold. So Square was $40, now they're $220. Elasticsearch was $40, now they're $150. Slack was fucking $17 now they're $40. And Slack is like they have a really like troubled fucking path going up. They're like inclined to go down. So even they you know, after the acquisition, finally shot past that $30 mark. So, you know, that's pretty much the only way you're going to get a secret is if you have a fucking time machine, go back in time and buy shit from the NASDAQ. But in general, it's, you know, the market is, it's pretty fucking retarded. I'm not going to lie. It is pretty fucking retarded. It is pretty fucking retarded. That's pretty much what I have to tell myself when... Right now, Wells Fargo, its stock is worth less than the company's, like, evaluation. Like, Wells Fargo as a company is worth more than its stock. Like it's not... Like, it's oversold. I don't like Wells Fargo. I'm not a fucking Wells Fargo fanboy. But even I had to fucking buy Wells Fargo when they hit $21. Like, there's no reason why Wells Fargo should be below $35, $36. And that's being, like, conservative. Like, there's no reason why that shit should be, like, fucking so ass. Alright, so it looks like this is the end of the road, right? There's nothing else to awaken. Yep, that's it. We got your boy Goku to SA-25. Now, if I was smart, I would basically, you know, I would go through and use, I don't know, another 5 LR Gokus, but I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. Fuck you and fuck that. I'm going to go ahead and use these Grand Kais, get this man to SA-25. And I actually want to see him in action. Some event somewhere. I think I'm going to make a Super Saiyan team. I think I already have that, right? Don't I have a Super Saiyan team? Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Or actually, I can make a Pure Saiyans team. I like that. I like the idea of that a lot. A fucking lot. Take you as a leader. Take you. This guy's is support Goku. Oh, you gotta take Bardock, bro. You already know what the fuck. You already know what fucking time it is, bro. Come on. These guys are pure Saiyan now, right? They got added to that category. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are pure fucking Saiyan. And then Super Tech, LR fucking Goku. And then if these guys are pure Saiyan, I'm gonna take him too. Is he though? I don't think he is. Oh shit, he is. What the fuck? My boy Goku is so pure, his son can't fuck up the team. Alright, so we're pretty tech heavy, but who gives a fuck? It is what it is. So let's go ahead and try some Dokkan event somewhere. Let me think. What is a good Dokkan event that isn't a pushover? Maybe this one is kind of good. I don't know, honestly. What's it like? It's like a long Dokkan event. I don't fuck. Oh, this one is pretty long. Yes, sir. This one is pretty long right here. Okay, let's go with this. Might actually lose this, believe it or not. Shit. You know what? Fuck. If we're gonna do Pure Saiyans, then we should go with what's his name? Oh, what the fuck is his name? Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Let's see. Oh man, I love that they never added a search functionality for this. My eyes. Pure Saiyans, Pure Saiyans, Pure Saiyans. Where you at? Come on. Patara, Super Saiyan. Come on, bro. I know you out there. Come on, bro. Where the fuck is Pure Saiyans? There we go, right there. Oh yeah. Come on, bro. You know you gotta be a Super Saiyan Blue. No Super Saiyan Blue, bro. What is this dickhead? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. Who the fuck is this? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That is 100% right. Okay, so let's see. This is what we're about to do. Get ready. Get ready, folks. Get ready, folks. This guy's Super Saiyan, right? Even though he's not awakened. Please tell me this guy's Super Saiyan. Don't disrespect my nigga. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're going to go ahead. Kick off Vegeta. I'm sorry, Vegeta. Go fuck yourself. Get the Super Saiyans Goku in this motherfucking building. And we're Gucci. Yeah, I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying before all this shit started. Because me looking for that fucking Pure Saiyans category basically nuked my fucking mind. It basically raped my fucking mind. Would I join Elon Musk's army if he seceded from America? Honestly, I like Elon Musk a lot. But he's like really fucking autistic. Like he's like the scary side of autistic. Like he's the type of guy that Like just they're like one of my friends is autistic, and I you know I'm still friends with him. I don't hate the guy, but there's been times like I would like talk to him, and he would have like an autistic moment where he would like grab your arm and like put you in an arm lock, which is scary to be honest with you. So I feel like Elon Musk is very similar in the same way where like he's just so fucking autistic you don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. So I don't want to join him anywhere because I feel like he's the type of motherfucker that'll like look at you and think you're like an enemy and kill you. But at the same time, he's like a genius. You know what I mean? He's like autistic as fuck, but he also owns a company. He also hates lockdowns, which means he's based and red pilled and Omega Shenron God tier. But at the same time, he's fucking retarded. That's why I don't. I do not invest in Tesla. One, because I think it is overpriced. Two, because it's just not. It's just not smart to invest in a company where the CEO is so fucking volatile. Like I remember the day on Twitter, Elon Musk was just feeling a certain type of way, and he was just like, "You, I think Tesla stock is too high in my opinion." And then you just see the stock just started dying. Like it went down like 10%. And I remember some dude tweeted him. He's like, "Yo, why would you say this? You just made me lose $10,000." And Elon Musk could care less. He's like, what are you gonna do, son? What are you gonna do? God damn, holy shit. Whoa, my boy Goku out here putting in work. Holy shit, a moly. So we about to find out how good this EZA Goku is. I didn't even look at his passive, huh? I probably should have done that. Let me see. Let me look at his passive. No, not you. You. Yo, this guy greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Okay. That's good considering we have 9 additional. Attack and defense plus 59%. Key plus 3 plus an additional defense plus 59% as the first attacker in a turn. Okay. Plus an additional attack plus 59% when performing an ultra super attack. Oh, wow. Wow. Whoa, I like that. I like that. You see that? All allies key plus 3 when attacking extreme class enemies. That's cool. That is a very cool feature, honestly. That is fucking badass. Alright, so let's see. Let's see how good this guy is. Alright, we got that fucking key up. Got him. And let's go ahead and see what happens here. Let's see. If we break the 2 million mark, I'll be happy. That'll be good enough for me. That'll be like, alright, he's definitely like an improved character. Holy shit, you! That's what I'll support too. We about to have support next turn. Oh, I'm about to nut. Oh, I'm about to nut right now. Holy shit, this guy's a monster. Oh, that's badass. Damn. That's pretty fucking good, dude. Holy shit. 3.89 is nothing to... I don't think this LR, Goku and Vegeta would have hit that high of a number, honestly. That's fucking crazy. This thing is, do you think Biden is going to be as good for the country, or are we going to go into depression? It depends. I think Joe Biden is going to do some positive things in terms of, like... One thing, honestly, like, I can't lie. I'll be honest with you. Donald Trump, right? Anything good that Donald Trump did... He fucked it up with his, like, retarded, like, all the good shit Donald Trump did, like, got negated by his, like, super, like, retard policy decisions. Like, recently, like, he decided to veto the defense bill because he wanted a part of it that had something to do with either transgender people or race. One or the other he didn't agree with. He said, I want this out of this bill or I'm vetoing it. And he vetoed it, so he's like that's part of like he'll do things based off the ideology, which fair enough. Like if you agree with his ideology, fine. But like there's better ways to go about that. But in terms of Biden, like one thing Biden is going to focus more on is green energy. So that is something that will be pretty good in terms of like in terms of like different investment strategies. I think if you buy green, it should be good. Let's go ahead with those 3. In terms of job creation, that should create some jobs. In terms of... The only thing I don't like about Joe Biden is his fucking, like, constant fucking... Like, him saying we need to get in the good graces of other countries. Like, oh, we need to suck Japan's dick, and we need to fucking eat France's ass, and we need to fucking do this and do that, this, that, and the third. which may or may not be like the right thing to do. The reason why I say that is like, for example, like the Paris, what is it? The Paris, whatever the fuck, the Paris Agreement to basically um, increase like eco-friendly business. There's nothing wrong with that at face value, but when you think about it from the perspective of Russia doesn't give a fuck. I don't know if Paris is. I don't know if Russia's in it or not. I'm gonna go ahead and guess they're not. China, 1 million, zillion, billion, quadrillion percent facts, does not give a fuck. China is not in that shit. They could care less. They just fucking pollute and fucking do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't give a fuck, right? So when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, okay, America, okay, we have to be careful with the industries that we choose because we want to make sure that we're basically doing enough for the environment, not doing too much for the fucking basically help the environment and also help the economy. And it's like kind of putting like one arm behind your back in certain scenarios, which may or may not be true. I honestly don't know in terms of policy. But I think it's just like, I think it's crazy that people will look at America and say, oh, America needs to be more careful when it comes to its relations with other countries. Oh, America needs to be more careful when it comes to the environment. Oh, America, 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 America. It's like, bro, do you niggas not know that China is fucking like instituting new fucking slavery in the Congo right now? Like they literally own either half or more than half or a little bit less than half of the Congolese mines. They basically make fucking Africans, the Congolese, go out there, work their fucking balls off, get all the fucking coltan, then ship it to fucking China. They don't get paid anything. They don't have any equity. They don't have any fucking money. And if America was doing it, they'd be like, how could America do that? This is terrible. But China, they're like, oh, they're communists anyway. What are you going to do? They're assholes. Same thing with the fucking environment. China's just out there. They're like, yo, we don't give a fuck. We out here. We fucking got our dicks out. We could care less. We're fucking doing what we want. And it basically ends up being that China basically gets to do whatever the fuck they want, and then America is like, oh, we have to watch out for the environment. Oh, we have to watch out for other countries. Which, by the way, I'm not saying is right or wrong, but it's just the point that that was like a large part of Biden's campaign, saying we're going to get in the good graces of these other countries, which is a good thing and a bad thing because I don't like. That's one thing. Like I said, Donald Trump. Like, his whole stance of America first, always America first. I have no problem with that. Like, my nigga, like, the fact that Donald Trump made it so that H-1B visa workers got cucked, that made it easier for me to get a job when I graduated because every employer asked me, like, were you born in America? Are you an American? And I'm like, hell fucking yeah, I am. And then be like, oh, shit, yo, you're American. I like that. And then because of that, basically, you know, fucking you end up having a situation where you are easier to get a job. You're easier to fucking get employment. So that was a positive. But then Donald Trump, like, when it comes to environment, for example, one thing is like in Maine, people can now fish for crabs like further out from where it was. So that's good for the economy, but bad for the crab population. How does that affect the crab population in the future? You ask a marine biologist, it might be good, it might be bad. I don't fucking know. But in general, I think that Biden is a better president decision in the short term. But Donald Trump probably is going to run for re-election in 2024. He'll probably win. At that point in time, the Democratic Party is going to have to scramble and figure out who they're going to pick for president. I don't know who it's going to be. I have no idea like what the next presidency is going to look like. But I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. We'll see what happens with Biden. I think at the very least, Biden will like approach the coronavirus from a perspective that's a little bit more cautious, which may end up being better. Because one thing I think Donald Trump did a pretty good job when addressing the coronavirus. But one thing I wish he did is that he took more ownership over it. Because you could tell he was doing a lot of things to, like, not hurt his polling numbers. Like, when it came to, like, shutting down the economy and shutting down, like, having people locked down, he's like, guys, I would love to keep it open. I would love to keep it open, but I can't. If we keep it open, this will happen. Like, he kept finding ways to, like, admonish himself, which is fine. What's true is true. But one thing that he did that I didn't like is that he never told states, like, what they need to do in terms of like coronavirus protocol. So for example, you have states like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania that locked down. They had everyone wear masks. There was like a mask mandate, etc., etc. And then there was fucking states like Florida, Texas, Arizona, you know, you name it. They basically didn't give a fuck. They're like, oh, whatever, you know, we're gonna fucking do whatever we want. We're going to end up, like, having coronavirus cases go through the fucking roof. And it ends up being, like... It basically ended up being a fucking L because what ended up happening is that for a lot of... I think I'm gonna pick the same guy. This guy. For a lot of states, it ended up like getting out of control and becoming worse than it could have been. And I think a lot of that does stem from the fact that Donald Trump didn't tell governors, like, listen, dickhead, institute a mass mandate. And then that basically what it would have done is it would have taken the heat off of the governors, because let's be honest, the Florida governors, like, now that Donald Trump isn't forcing it, he's like, oh, maybe your state will do it, maybe your state won't do it. Who knows? It's up to the state. So if New York has a strict lockdown, Donald Trump can say, oh, New York, I mean, he's the leader. What can you do? I'm not the one saying to do it. And then when Florida doesn't institute anything, and it's basically like whatever, the wild, wild west, and they basically, do either good things or bad things, Donald Trump can say, like, when good things happen, Donald Trump is like, hell yeah, good things are fucking happening because I'm a genius. I do the best things, the best decisions. Then when bad things are happening, Donald Trump's like, yeah, what are you going to do, bro? That ain't my state. That ain't my responsibility. So I think that's one thing that Donald Trump, like he did too much of. He did too much, like, trying to protect his polling numbers, which ended up blowing up anyway. And, like, he says so much dumb shit, bro. Like, Donald Trump literally could have won the last election if he did two things. One, three things. Renounce white supremacy. When that motherfucker asked you, when he said, Donald Trump said, what people do you want me to denounce? Tell me, what's white supremacy? And he's like, the Proud Boys. And then Donald Trump is like, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. Like, all he had to say is, I denounce them. That's it. Just say, I denounce them, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else you need to fucking say, nothing else you need to fucking do. Like, that's fucking it, right? And then in terms of his, like, statements about John McCain, for example, that was fucking retarded. I have no idea why Donald Trump, like, continued to double down and continually say, like, fuck John McCain. Like, even when John McCain was dead, you just see fucking President Trump like, yo, John McCain, bitch, he's a fucking asshole, he's a cocksucker, fuck that guy. And it was just stupid. And then the third thing he could have done to win the election was just tell people to go out and vote any way they could vote, whether it be mail-in ballots, whether it be fucking going there in person, whether it be an absentee ballot, whatever the fuck it is. But he told his supporters, like, oh, don't trust the mail, don't vote by mail, go in person, or don't go at all. So because he did that, ended up being like, it ended up, what the fuck, why does my phone keep blocking? Ended up being like, an L for him, because not as many people ended up going out and voting for Donald Trump, because a lot of them were like, okay, I can't make it to the polling station, so I guess I won't vote. Or some of them were like, I don't trust mail, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, he could have done so many things that were, like, better and not retarded, and he would have easily won the election. At least that's my perspective. Like, honestly, to be completely honest with you, say that coronavirus didn't exist, Donald Trump would be president right now. I feel like there's no question about it. Donald Trump would be president right fucking now. But because of the coronavirus, the economy collapsed, everyone being afraid, everyone being like, yo, now we got to actually look for Donald Trump for leadership, and he's like saying all this dumb shit and doing all this dumb shit. Like, I can't deal with this motherfucker. And they ended up voting for Joe Biden. But I'll be honest, I'm not gonna lie, like, Donald Trump, like, he would say shit that, like, he's retarded. Like, in general, Donald Trump is pretty retarded, but he would say shit that you agreed with so much. Like, he'd say shit that you disagree with so strongly, but then he'd say shit that you agree with so strongly. So one thing that Donald Trump kept saying is, he's like, this is the Chinese virus. This came from China. This is the Chinese virus. And, like, that gave me energy. That gave me energy because fucking China kept saying, like, oh, no, this is not our virus. This come from America. Americans dirty dogs. And I'm like, yo, go fuck yourself. This is not an American flu. This is a Chinese flu. And when Donald Trump said that, I'm like, yo, this is my fucking leader right here. Oh, god damn, I can't get an ultra super attack, bro? Damn, that's an L, son. No ultra today, boys. That's a big ol' L. But yeah, in general, Donald Trump is fucking retarded. He cost himself the election. But with that being said, I keep seeing on Twitter a bunch of people tweeting saying Donald Trump won. So I might be... What the fuck? This nigga gets +3 key? What the fuck? This nigga is a monster. So I might just be wrong. I might just be out of the loop. I might be sitting here in like 6 months realizing that Donald Trump is the real, ultimate emperor and he's not going anywhere. So it's really up to the Electoral College or whatever entity that elects the president. Even though the deadline was December 14, they might change their mind now. A month later, they might be like, yo, you know what, Donald Trump is the true God Emperor, and he will be the permanent ruler of the United States. But yeah, this LR Goku is pretty damn good. He is a really, really good unit. I'm surprised that he's actually this fucking good. Like, I'm nutting from the fact that this motherfucker's hitting like 3.5 million easily. I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits here. As you can see, I probably got like 160, 170 stones with all the shit that I got in my box, plus the stones I got. So I'm probably not going to summon on anything until New Year's comes rolling around. I think it's going to be like probably going to be a step up LR banner, and if it's good enough, I'll probably fuck with it. But yeah, in general, it's Christmas. If you're fucking, if you fuck with Christmas, celebrate it. If you don't fuck with Christmas, do what I'm doing, basically just, jerk off and play Dokkan. I mean, that's pretty much any day, not just Christmas, any day that's a great day. So keep that in mind. Remember that Donald Trump is the real God Emperor, and he's the real president, and he'll probably be coming back in January for another 4 years and 4 more after that. So all in all, life's looking good. Donald Trump will pump the economy to new highs. I think that with him in office, we'll basically get back to where we are.